We would like to welcome you to the Circle Up Prowl Weekly, Episode 4. My name's Clay.
My name's Jay.
I'm Justin.
Another week, another
embarrassing game.
Yeah, embarrassing.
It was the Bull Rush game, Jacks versus Tennessee, another former head coach.
This one's not even a good coach.
No, this is a pretty bad coach. He gave us our worst record.
I understand the Titans are close to being 500, and that's a big deal for them. They're still not a great team.
They're better than us.
Their running
You're
game
missing
is
my
pretty
point.
good.
We played a team that's not very good, coached by a coach that's not very good, and we got blown the fuck out.
They're still second in the division.
They're not shabby. They're getting better. But they're still not a great team.
They are getting better. How about this one? They have 2 first-round draft picks next year.
I don't believe the hype about the Titans.
No, fair enough.
I don't either. But I mean, paper doesn't lie. Nashville 36-22.
Yeah, Titans rattled us.
And that final score is very misleading because the game was over at halftime.
I would say 27-0 to intermission. That's pretty bad.
It was absolutely over at halftime.
Yeah.
And they showed some bleak signs, like some glimmer of life in the third quarter when they came out, and then just collapsed on themselves again, and it was over.
Yeah. They went down, got the score.
No, the end of the third quarter is when they went down and got the score. They traveled down, and they didn't even freaking
It was their first
score.
drive.
I thought it was the first drive.
Yeah, it was the first drive out of the tunnel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, good. They made adjustments. This is a positive sign.
Yeah,
and then they
got the 2-point conversion, and then the defense collapsed, and
Well, they gave up. Is that when they gave up a 40-yard touchdown?
I think so.
It's hard to keep up. They scored 36 points on us. It's hard to remember all of them.
By the intermission, Titans had season high 494 yards, which is not even the highest in the NFL.
Well, that was the season high for the Titans.
Yeah.
And since the start of the 2014 season, the Titans' home record versus the Jaguars is 3-0 since the 14 season.
That's a very cherry-picking sounding stat. I mean, let's just call it what it is. Gus Bradley's won once in Nashville his whole time. It's not good.
But the stat right next to it,
1-17 against everybody else.
The Titans are 1-17 versus everybody else.
1-17.
Yeah.
They own us right now. But next year, not so much.
Exclusively us.
Yeah, and that's the whole point.
Jaguars fall to 14-41, all-time winner Gus Bradley.
Yeah.
I don't have a comment.
So it's a beautiful palindrome. They should cut him here so, like, you know,
It would be even.
symmetrical.
It's very symmetrical. It would help with my OCD.
Yeah.
And man, if they were ever going to make a change, I mean,
I thought it was going to happen.
Me and Jason were hanging out watching the game. When he left my house, I felt bad about the game, but I felt good knowing that when I woke up, Gus Bradley wouldn't be our coach anymore.
I was a Pinklehead Bruin watching the game.
And I thought, well, that's a silver lining. Well, we can start to turn this around from here. And
Then
No.
Shad Khan says
No
change.
And then Gus Bradley says, no change.
And then a day later, we get
That's my only hope. My only hope is Shad Khan has a Gus Bradley moment.
I like that.
Yeah.
Maybe they will come. But logically, it would have happened during your mini bye.
Yes, it would have happened anytime.
But
It would have happened last year. Let's cut
this
the
whole
BS.
regime makes no sense.
If they lost in London,
Shad's ownership makes no sense.
do you think he would have come back over if he would have lost in London?
Probably not.
I would say probably. After this.
Yeah, after this, I would have said probably.
Probably.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, more than likely to see all this.
Because Shad Khan, I guess I'd never heard this before, but they were clamoring about it after we lost this game the next day. That I guess Shad Khan has made it clear that he doesn't like mid-season coach changes. He didn't think he could get anything from it.
Not in this form of football.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, some coaches, some owners are like that.
I mean, I feel like it would give us a head start looking for a new one.
Why do we got to do that when we're going to hire Tom Coughlin?
Hell, you can bring him in mid-season.
That's the talk right now.
Yeah.
Everybody wants Tom right now.
I don't.
And I think there was like a poll on News for Jacks that said, do you want him as a head coach? Do you want him at all? And do you want him in the front office? I think front office edged out head coach.
Front office is who got him fired the first time.
Yeah. I don't want to ruin.
Not total control, obviously.
I don't want to ruin my childhood.
Yes, that's kind of where I'm at now because Tom's not early 50s Tom. He's He's like 70s, Tom.
Yeah, he's done, and it was obvious in New York. Remember when Gus Bradley looked like a champion against him? They had that game in Jacksonville, and they came down from 3 scores or something.
Oh yeah,
to
it was
beat
like
the Giants.
The perfect game.
It was amazing. It gave me all this hope about this new coach we had, which was dumb. But what it taught me was that Tom Coughlin wasn't the same Tom Coughlin.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Game started to change around him, and he finally it's about time to wrap it up.
And that's why a lot of people want him as head coach. More people want him in the front office because I'm not saying like controlling everything. I'm saying here you got these couple schools, go scout.
I don't know. I'm not sure how I really feel on that aspect either.
I mean Tom probably doesn't know what analytics is, so we're good there. So they would just throw away his papers anyways. So anyways, how about Bull Rush fallout? Anything there?
I guess the fallout would be Olsen losing his job.
Yeah, Greg Olsen falling out of the building.
Yeah.
For the second time.
Yeah.
Bortles.
And I guess both kind of still under Caldwell?
What? Oh, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, because when Caldwell first got in, he fought Malarkey and Olsen. Just
you just fire all.
Yeah.
Just GTFO.
So they replaced with the quarterback coach, former Bills OC Nathaniel Hackett taking his place. I don't really know too much about Nathaniel Hackett. So
I know he's much more run oriented, or at least that's what he was in Buffalo. He liked to run the ball.
So kind
of the opposite of what you had in Olsen.
Yeah, Gus Bradley said firing Greg Olsen, I felt the offense needed to be stimulated. So, I hope the offense was stimulated.
Ooh.
One thing that was said out of the locker room about Hackett that is encouraging and horrifying is Mercedes Lewis said he's like a baby Gus.
Oh, dear God.
So personality-wise, he's high energy, positive guy. And that sounds like something that's going to make blood come out of my ears at this point. But
I want the meanest fucking coach.
No.
Ever.
If there's any room that needs positivity right now, it's the quarterback room, it's the offense. They need to get their groove back. And
it is true.
No, I want
you
the
can
meanest,
tell
I want
that
the
they're getting
meanest
their
head
ass
coach.
chewed and it's not working.
I want the meanest head coach ever.
But we're talking about offense right now.
Well, the culture is fucked anyways.
Yes, I don't really care.
This is
I don't
what-
really
this is
care.
what we got
Offense,
right now.
defense, head coach. I want a whole regime change.
Well, this is what we've got right now.
Well, it sucks to suck.
Who was that linebacker who became a head coach in San Fran?
Mike Singletary.
He was mean.
Yeah.
He's also a shitty coach, though.
Yeah, he was.
He was mean. He was grumpy, but he was a grumpy linebacker,
He
too.
was real grumpy. Belichick's grumpy, but he's not mean.
Yeah, Singletary. He's in Los Angeles now.
Good for him.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's really grumpy now because he's put up with Fisher.
Yeah.
What do you think Hackett brings to the Jags offense, if anything? Hope.
Oh, prayers, and like I said, he's probably gonna be more run-oriented.
Yeah, honestly, a lot of it is it would be good if it was a change made earlier. Man, I've never seen... there's been jokes about the dumpster fire thing before, and I've seen some really bad teams. But man, when it was bad in 2012... it was irreparable damage by a bad coach to a bad roster.
Yes.
This is irreparable damage by a bad coach
To a really good roster.
to a fairly good roster.
Yeah, to a much better roster.
And man, going forward, do these players ever reach their potential? I don't know.
Well,
I don't know. There's a lot of damage being done, and no one's really caring about the long-term issues.
yeah, no one is.
Because this is not going to be repaired in 1 year.
No, and that's what you and I were talking about. It's going to be a retooling after they get rid of Gus for 2 years.
I feel like we got a whole team of Jerry Porters.
Oh,
Jesus,
God.
I need to drink now.
All right, Blake Bortles brings in Adam Deshay. In the past, they focused on footwork. Blake said his lower body will be part of their sessions this week. The fact that he did it and it didn't work before, what makes him think it's going to work now?
Well, it did work before. That's not true at all. It did work before.
It didn't because
Last year it did.
Yeah, sure it did.
Well,
It improved his footwork.
I'm just saying he's reverted back. So
it did work.
And that's the problem is Tom Brady.
didn't because he wouldn't have had to go back.
That's not totally true though, because Tom Brady every year
goes back.
he goes and works with a quarterback coach.
He goes to Tom House.
And so I don't think it's like, oh, Blake's just like never gonna ever get it right. I think if you're really dedicated to it, you got to work at it.
And that's
he
the problem.
didn't. And it's really on Blake because he didn't work on it.
Okay, yeah.
And that's the problem. Blake was a sorry ass and didn't work on it.
Okay, I guess.
Because Blake actually kind of admitted it in a Monday morning quarterback article that he noticed regression during camp. Pretty much was like, I guess I should have worked a little harder on this.
Yeah, Blake was quoted saying something like, I can't believe I'm throwing the ball like this.
Well, I mean, when you're shit, you're shit. We're not going to candy coat this. And he's not looking like Mercedes-Benz out there. He's looking like a 1995 Toyota Corolla.
A lot of people, I mean,
Some
like,
people like their scrolls.
1995 version?
they're very reliable cars.
They do the job.
They get you from point A to point P, which we're not getting from Blake Bortles right now.
No.
I should clarify.
No.
But he needs to work at his craft.
I guess my point, not to take away from what you just said, Clay, but bring him back in, like Justin just said, it's like, oh shit, I'm still failing. Let me try to patchwork something together.
And it feels like...
Yes, it is.
It feels like an afterthought.
It feels like we got blasted by a minigun and we're just like, Band-Aid here, Band-Aid here, Band-Aid here, Band-Aid here.
Yes, and that's my point.
It would be like me punching a hole in the wall right here and leaving it for 12 and then bash another hole. And then coming back through and deciding to...
Putting a picture over it.
Throw a little, picture piece.
But like a picture that doesn't even cover the whole hole.
No.
It's just, it's...
We're not going to patch it or anything. We're just going to put a little piece of... Like a little
It's
poster.
too late in the game. It's too late to make these changes.
Why now? Why not during the bye week? Why not during any portion of the offseason?
Bye week would have been a great time.
The bye week would have been the ideal time.
That would have been enough time to be like, oh shit, I need to work on this.
Logically, most intelligent people would have brought him in during the bye week. Especially if you already noticed the failing mechanics during the...
Hell, where is Gus
Training
Bradley?
camp.
Where is Nathaniel Hackett telling him, hey, buddy, we know you got a bye week ahead, but maybe you should probably think about calling in some favors or something.
I don't think these guys feel pressure.
Absolutely no pressure, right?
Doesn't appear to be.
Because
I'm not in the locker room and I don't know, but based on just the way they talk in interviews, the way they try to shift blame on fans, the way they are just on the field with their body language, I don't think they feel any pressure.
Yeah.
The only pressure they feel is, oh, we might get our coach fired.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're getting any direct pressure. The only time they got direct pressure from the coach, they came out and they played a decent half of football and they won a game.
Did Blake really work on his mechanics this offseason? Doesn't seem like it.
I don't think he really did.
No, not with a professional.
I know he went out to Tom House, but he said he didn't go out there for nearly as long. I think it was only 3 days.
3 days.
And he worked out with the other guy that works with Tom House. The guy that he's bringing in, I guess. Okay, you're in the NFL. Do your job.
Yeah, Gus has been preaching that for a while. It doesn't work.
Well, now you don't hold anyone accountable. And obviously,
You can't be certain anybody does their job if you don't hold them accountable.
Accountability in this regime is not high quality.
Doesn't seem like it.
From top to bottom. Yeah. Sorry, people. There's going to be a lot of downtime in this one because we're just...
Yeah, and I apologize because my white-hot rage that I was holding for the last week and a half has kind of subsided into despair. But, it goes in cycles. It goes in waves.
To move on from Blake, let's go talk about Jackson, Malik. I mean, what the flip is this guy trying to do?
Yeah, he had comments on Midday Chalk, a local radio show, midday show on 1010XL. He comes on usually between 12 and 12:30 on their day off on Tuesday. I didn't have personal issues when he made the comment.
But the double down is what kind of
the double down, as so aptly you put it, or Justin puts it, that one's not as savoring. Also, the fact you just read over his actual transcript from what he said, it makes it sound not as terrible, but the tweet that whoever put out from 1010, the little caption,
it was inflammatory for sure.
It made it much, much worse.
And then you're like, okay, maybe they made it worse than it really was. But then you go and listen to him explain himself, and he's like, a lot of people like to criticize, but they don't like to be criticized. And if we're all going to be held accountable,
then
fans need to be held accountable too.
Then suck it up, Buttercup.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
We pay your salary. Well, inadvertently.
Yeah, in some way, not really.
Well, yes. We buy their jerseys. We fill up their seats. Without us, there is no team.
They are paid to be on the field. We pay to sit in the stands. Our job is not a job.
No.
We do this out of fun.
By the way,
Well, it is still entertainment at the end of the day.
half conscious at that game, by the way,
Yeah.
I still lost my voice shouting for that stupid failure of a team.
For anyone that doesn't know, Malik was pretty much referencing the amount of Raider fans that were still cheering at the end of the game and the fact that we had Jaguar fans that were kind of
Just over it.
pretty much over it and kind of melancholy. Or exited the game because of the poor performance of the team.
Melancholy's best case scenario right now.
Yeah.
And, okay, another little slight curveball. Do you think Malik just doesn't realize since he's only been here for like less than 6 months, 7 months, 9 months, I'm not sure. He hasn't even been here a whole year. I know that.
No, not at all.
He does not know the depth of my despair.
Yes.
No.
So I don't want to give him a pass because I'm not a pass giver. I want to hold him accountable. Shut the
Nobody
fuck
else
up.
is. Yeah, shut the fuck up, Malik. Nobody else is going to hold him accountable.
90 million?
Yeah, shut the fuck up, 90 million man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're playing well, but that don't come into Duval and start talking about our fandom.
Our fandom, we have not had a blackout game in a long
It's
time.
not even been the blackout. It's not even that.
So the fans,
we passionately travel to
see
shitty fucking football.
4 years.
Yeah, I saw a picture of the crowd for Nashville. It was way more than I was expecting. Like, what?
Yes, because we're dying to see something, anything positive, anything. We even cheer a fucking punter.
It's a good punter, though.
Yeah, he's a pretty damn good punter. Let's be real.
Yeah,
I feel
but how many other teams cheer their fucking punter? I guarantee not very many.
I know, Tampa's got Inger.
He's doing good down there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what this fan base is reduced to right now. Cheering a punter.
I remember when we changed our jerseys, and they clearly had no idea who to make, like, the mass production jerseys of, because Gabber was on his way out the door already, and so was Maurice Jones-Drew.
Yeah.
And the most popular jersey I saw around
Scobie.
was Scobie.
Yeah.
Which is where our franchise was, and it's where our franchise is. And that
Which is crazy.
Yep.
Going off of 2 wide receivers with over 1,000 yards, double-digit touchdowns. You can say what you guys will, want to, whatever. It doesn't make sense. Something needs to change.
The only glimmer of hope that you're pulling from these games is that Jalen Ramsey is A, elite, and B, he ain't gonna take no shit from nobody.
I'm at a loss of words.
Insanity.
2015 makes 2016 way worse. Because 2015 feels like you swap them, you swap 16 and 15, like, okay, that makes a little more sense.
Yeah, it definitely does. But this is definitely the definition of insanity.
16 and 55 since 2012. Since Khan's ownership. 16 and 55.
Yeah, and other news, he didn't look very happy at the Bull Rush game.
No, he did not look very happy.
Not happy.
And that's when you thought something was going to transpire because of how pissed he looked. Nah, we kidding.
And then he said, actions speak louder than words. What else can I say? There's nothing else to be said. That, to me,
what does action speak louder than words?
Yeah.
That means I'm going to take action, fire the coach, clean house, and we'll start new next year.
Here's
you guys
how-
will ban.
No, I thought that meant they were going to come back to the stadium and a ping pong table, the Xboxes, all the shit was going to be sitting in the damn front yard in Lot C on fire.
yeah,
Yes.
the way
Why
I
is
heard
there
it.
a goddamn ping pong table? I'm sorry. I'm just irate right now.
when you say actions speak louder than words, and I have nothing else to say, it sounds like I'm here to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of bubblegum. Like, it sounded like that.
Yes,
Pretty much.
It sounded like it's happening. This is it, and then nothing happened. And man, I lost a lot of my love for Shad Khan in that moment.
I wonder if he got talked out of it.
I wonder too, to be honest. But in other news, Tony Khan and Jaguars Twitter going at it. It was pretty fire.
Those mean guys hurt his feelings.
There were some kind of crappy tweets.
Oh yeah, but the funny part is he got called a faggot in one of the tweets, which was very over the top and uncalled for. And then he got called a nerd as a joke by a lot of people, and that's the one.
I saw the nerd one.
That's the one that got him mad, was him being called a nerd
repeatedly.
Yes.
Damn it, Chris.
I mean, truthfully, it's uncalled for.
He's honestly, if you're gonna pick somebody to go in on, he's probably the last person.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it.
But
since he would be the future owner of the franchise at some point.
I don't think that's really the reason. I think the reason is he doesn't have say.
I understand that.
He doesn't have to say it when we fire somebody for damn sure, but he has to say it who we fucking bring in.
He can talk to his dad, but he's not a decision maker.
No. He has analytics.
Yeah, and analytics played a huge part in this last year's draft for sure.
Yes,
every player on this draft, this last year's draft, I know I'm going on a tangent here, but every player on this last year's draft ranked high in every category in analytics. Every player.
Well, let's see how it works out.
I mean, this
looks like it could be a good draft.
No, I'm assuming the 2013 wasn't very analytic, but
Sheldon Day. I mean, Sheldon Day's already flashed. Jalen Ramsey's already our best corner. Like, easy.
Yeah.
Who knows if Miles Jack's good because his fucking coaching staff.
Yeah, they're like, nah, we love him, but we're not going to use him.
AFC South.
Got any news?
It's still shitty.
Yeah, still. I mean, just because two
check
teams,
back in next week for the same news.
Just because two teams win doesn't make me a little happier. I mean, you got the Texans, who I think are a bowl of suck, and will lose. I will guarantee a loss. Texans will lose their home playoff game again.
Who are they playing this week? Are they on a bye?
Yes.
They'll find a way to lose.
They always do. They always manage to find a way.
But
I believe the wide receiver in Indianapolis is coming back from a hamstring injury.
Yeah, T.Y. Hilton.
Yeah. And they lost last week. I'm sure they'll lose again this week.
They're crappy.
They're not very good.
No. Yeah.
Andre Johnson was like, fuck this, I'm out of here. And he retired this week. No, that was the Titans, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep up with what team he's on.
It is.
Hopefully he doesn't try to come back and play with us.
Yeah, the Titans are only good because they only look good because they were playing us. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced.
I'm gonna err on the side of I'm a little bit more convinced about Tennessee because we are the shit. We are so crap.
Well, I did say earlier, like a couple weeks back, that I hated to say it, but I thought that they could win the division, and they might.
They might, because Houston's not good either.
That don't mean shit because our division's terrible.
Yeah, so I mean,
it's probably going to be Houston.
The worst.
It's probably going to be Houston or Tennessee at this point.
Yeah, and we talked about it in the other one. Like, I'm pretty sure any team in the AFC West would win this thing.
Yeah,
and
so not
too much on the AFC South news right now.
Yeah,
it's all just trash.
The division's trash. The whole freaking thing.
And we had a chance again for the second year in a row and squandered it. The end.
Does this completely shut the door for us? I mean, are we completely out of it?
No,
it's hard to say that because of how bad it is.
Yeah, but
you got to win in Arrowhead though.
But the odds are fastly.
The odds are decreasing heavily.
Yep.
I mean, it just boggles my mind. Going into Arrowhead Stadium, one of the toughest environments in the NFL.
But it's not at home. Maybe they might win.
Kansas City has one of the longest home winning streaks.
Has the longest.
Oh, the longest. I did not know that.
Yes.
I didn't know that either.
Which doesn't make that much sense. I mean, it must be a home field advantage.
Have you ever been to Arrowhead?
No.
It's fantastic.
I I guess this is what Malik's
Great
talking.
barbecue.
I guess this is what Malik's talking about. Having a good home field advantage.
Yeah.
When the fans don't leave at halftime because you're winning. Oh, okay, Malik.
Winning, huh?
Winning.
Forgot what that's like.
I hear that bullshit, and all I think of is a story I read about how Pittsburgh had a serious problem with no-shows. Like, their seats were sold, but nobody was coming to the games. So even like great franchises, unless it's really good times, you don't have that out of control home field advantage. The Kansas City is a rare situation.
Chiefs are 5-2 on this season. Not really too much of a shock, to be honest. I mean, they've been good since Andy Reid's got there.
Yeah.
I saw a comparison. I don't really remember what it was, but they both started at the same time. Gus Bradley, Andy Reid, and Andy Reid's got at least one playoff win.
Well, they rebuilt
got
totally
2.
different. They rebuilt totally different. And at the time, I thought we were building
We were smarter.
the better way. I would not recommend any team building completely through the draft like we did ever.
No, absolutely no.
So lesson learned.
Nick Foles to start Sunday for injured Alex Smith.
100%?
Yeah.
Yeah, they announced it earlier today, I believe.
Oh.
Doesn't really change much, in my opinion.
No, we still get steamrolled.
I don't really know by how much, but Nick Foles is very similar to Alex Smith in they simplify the offense. They make him do very little. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Jamal Charles placed on IR. Goodbye.
Like forever, though.
Yeah, like forever.
More than likely, yeah, he's not coming back. But they did sign Bishop Sankey off the Patriots practice squad.
Oh, no, not Bishop Sankey.
Who will probably run all over us with only 4 or 5 days on the roster.
Well, shit, Melvin Gordon looked good against us.
Here's a little comparable stat. Since 2013, the Jaguars Chiefs both ended 2-14 in 2012. Winning percentage since then, the Jaguars are 14-41. The Chiefs are 36-19.
So
they built better.
yes.
They built safer.
They did.
And
They didn't get a world beater at quarterback. They got a safe bet.
yes, but I guess the point Clay's trying to make with that stat is you don't need a world beater to get to the playoffs.
I'm agreeing with you.
Oh, here you go. Winning percentage rank. Jaguars 31st. Chiefs 7th. Point differential rank. Jaguars last. Chiefs 4th. Playoff appearances. Jaguars 0. Chiefs 2. Playoff wins 0 for the Jags. Chiefs 1. Fired coordinators 3. Chiefs 0.
Enough said.
Well, duh, you don't fire anybody when it's working.
True. That's a well said point.
I don't know. I mean, we're horrible.
Indeed, we are. This is a very depressing boldcast.
I would say we're playing horrible. I don't think that the talent on this team is horrible.
No.
Yeah,
the coaching's just atrocious.
I agree, but I mean,
They're so simplistic. The Seattle 3 or whatever the hell they call it is just
it's a hybrid now. It's not even the original Seattle 3.
No, well, I mean, yeah, I know Seattle doesn't even use the original. Whatever the hell it is, it's so simplistic. They don't try anything imaginary at all. With the talent that we've got, there's so many things you can do. Nah, Gus likes his round hole square peg.
I mean, it would definitely seem like that. I don't know.
Do you think they really even care to play for Gus at this point?
I think they want to play for Gus more than another coach because the other coaches are going to be meaner than what Gus is.
Yeah,
And,
I can agree.
But the culture that Gus has cultivated, even though they want to win for Gus, they don't want to win that much.
It to me, from a fan's point of view, and I know I'm just a kindergartner, Blake. It feels like the coaching is coddled.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. They've definitely been coddled.
I heard about Jalen after his personal foul, going to in the Tennessee game. After the personal foul, he went to the sidelines, and Gus kind of patted him on the butt. have like a sit down talk with him. That's just not how that normally works.
No, it's not. Well, it's kind of like the Malik thing. When Malik blew up on the referee and got ejected down here versus Oakland. Come on over, let me put my arm around you and talk to you for a second.
That's not how you handle a guy who's fucking over the team with selfish behavior.
Not normally. Your other 31 coaches, for the most part, won't do that.
No.
I mean, even Pete doesn't do that for the most part. He does in some cases, but usually if there's an issue, he'll still go chew their asses out.
Yeah.
But that's why Pete is a successful coach.
I mean, we're okay, guys. We're not calling for our next head coach to be this meanest SOB on the planet. We just want somebody with a little balls that will be like, no, you're taking a seat. We don't need you on the dang field. Actually, we do need you, but you can't. We can't have you on the field. You're costing us. We want something.
Accountability.
Anything.
Accountability is key. Accountability for everybody. Accountability or get the F out.
Yeah.
Well, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to wrap up this Circle Up Prowl. Thanks for joining us. My name's Clay.
I'm Jay.
I'm sad.
That's sad over there. You can follow us on Boldcastify Sports. Check out our Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and check out the website. You can find us on SoundCloud and Spreaker. Speak bold, live bold. Go Jaguars, DTWD.
Show.